Hey YouTube, Abby's video, and we are finally getting a ranked 3.0. Blizzard has gone out their way to finally rework the system and make it a lot more transparent towards the players. We knew from a few hints a while ago that something like this was in the works. Now, an argument could be made that this is basically the SR system but with a more pretty interface, and I have been seeing some comments like that. But honestly, at this point, any win for Overwatch is a win. So, what has been presented does look good. So, I'm going to talk about that, and I'm also going to talk about the problems with the current competitive system and try to explain what some of the problems are with the system itself, why people dislike it, and the challenges that it brings. So, if you don't know about the current competitive system, I will do my best to summarize it. It hides a lot of things from you. For example, if you want to see your rank updates, you must wait until you either get 5 wins or 15 losses. None of this feels good because obviously, if you go on a net negative win streak, then you will obviously drop in rank because obviously you had more losses than you did wins. So, therefore, if we just take the logic of a number going up and down, if you have more subtractions than you do additions, then obviously that number will go down. Why this does not feel good for the player base is because we're never able to hit a new high. Like, for example, maybe somebody, their season high has always been back in Overwatch 1, 2498, 2490. Well, let's say if they were able to hit 2500 or 2510, they cannot see that progress. They cannot see the fact that they actually hit a new peak and then kind of just at least have that to feel good about themselves. That was a problem number one. It was a lack of transparency in the way the win loss system worked and everything like that. They've actually also been doing this new thing where they're hiding the pre-match screen where you cannot see majority of the time. It pops up very rarely, but majority of the time they hide the pre-match screen so you cannot see the average rank of the games that you're playing. It's been incredibly frustrating. And you have people that are playing with gold players in lobbies as high as masters and GM sometimes. And why is that happening? We don't know. They've dealt with it fairly nowadays, but a few seasons ago, it was crazy out of control. What else was going on with the system that made it horribly broken was basically the problem with the system was that it was a way, it was an attempt to reduce competitive anxiety from a psychological perspective. But if anything, I would argue that it made it worse because in this system, the more you lost, the worse it got for you. That okay, even if I win, my current rank is just going to go down anyway. The new rank system didn't achieve anything that it was trying to achieve, where the idea was to make the player feel better about themselves, encourage them to be competitive for the sake of being competitive, reduce competitive anxiety, etc., and encourage the idea that they grow as a player within the game, and the competitive overview, the system that they had in place would reflect that. None of that worked. But now they have a new system in play, and let me show it to you right now on the screen. As you can see, this is the competitive overview tab, and this is going to be the new like after you win or lose a game, this is going to pop up. So let's say you win a game, you're going to get your competitive overview. It's going to tell you victory. It'll show you your role and your rank on that role, and then your rank progression, right? So if you increase the percentage, let's say your rank progress is 85%, it means you're 85% to the next rank. So winning or losing will make this percentage bar go up and down. As you can kind of see, this is just like the SR system if you apply that logic like for Overwatch 1 with the numbers over here, but it's whatever, right? If they have a little bar going up and down, it's not going to look that bad to a player, right? Unless it's like below 50%. Now, something interesting to note is beneath the actual progress bar for the rank, this says something called advantage, streak, and calibration. So I'm kind of wondering, like, if you go on a win streak, or and whatever calibration and advantage might be, if these will affect how you climb in terms of gaining progress to the next rank. So it's quite interesting to see. On the top right, you can see that there are competitive points, and there's a progression thing over there that says 9 out of 10. Complete one game, wins grad triple, and that is going to be the new competitive currency. We'll talk about competitive currency in just a second, but basically, instead of waiting till the end of a season to get competitive points, you will start to gain competitive points to doing these mini challenges by just playing competitive itself. So that is another change that they're bringing in. I don't necessarily know how to feel about this change, but I think it's okay. Now, why are they bringing new currencies? Well, that is because, and you can see on the screen right now, there are going to be different weapon skins, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, uh, every year they will add new weapon skins. Don't quote me on this. I might have misread this on a forum post that I saw on Reddit. But what I do know that you can see on the screen right now is emerald weapons are going to be a thing. Now, I'm not going to lie, the emerald weapons look a little bit cheap. Like, they look okay. Like, I feel like with some skins they will look really good, but maybe this is just concept and not finished yet, not polished out. They look okay. I mean, it doesn't really fit any of the characters on the screen right now. But let's say emerald on a more green color scheme character like Genji, that might look good, or anybody with like a green colored skin, like the Dragoon Mercy skin with the emerald looking weapon will look really good. So, in regards to that, having a little bit more customization features between gold, emerald, diamond, etc., that would be nice. I would actually really appreciate that because I like having different weapon skins because we are looking at our weapons more often than not, right? Moving over to this next screenshot over here, you can see that we have a new competitive progress bar, and it shows you the season end date. It shows us the different role queue and open queue. It shows us like what end of season reward we're going to get, how many wins we have per role, the rank of the role, etc., etc. So it's just like a lot more like um it just looks a little bit more organized, right? And on the top right, the number one thing you can notice is the different currencies. Now, the current rank currencies that we have, they are being converted to the blue points, and the blue points is what you use to get the gold weapons, and the new purple points will be used to get the emerald weapons, if I'm not mistaken. Now, I believe you will also be able to use the purple points to get gold weapons, but the blue points will be for the people that grinded the old competitive systems and didn't use those points yet, right? So I hope you guys are able to understand what I'm kind of talking about over here, right? So again, TLDR, from now on in competitive, you will be able to see your progression with every win and loss. And the most important thing that we need to talk about, this is the big one, okay? We are getting a soft rank reset in season 9. Now, this does not mean that if you're masters, you're going to be back in bronze or silver or whatever. You will lose, let's say, maybe about 2 ranks or something like that. And they're going to do this annually from now on. I will talk about this in a different video a lot more in depth because there's so many things that I want to talk about. Although, in my personal opinion, I think it's a good thing. We'll talk about that in tomorrow or day after tomorrow's video about why a soft rank reset is a good thing. If anything, I would rather it happens every 6 months or something like that, and rank decay is brought back for people in Diamond Plus, but I digress. Finally, there's going to be a new rank above Grandmaster, and I don't know if this is on if they're renaming this to top 500, but I think not. Rather, I think the new rank above GM will be before top 500, and this rank will be called Ultimate. So we have a new rank above Grandmaster that is going to be called Ultimate, and after Ultimate, you will get top 500. So that is the competitive 3.0 rework that is coming to Overwatch 2 in 2024. The rank reset will happen in Season 9. Please, please keep that in mind, that in season 9 next year, you will have a soft rank reset. So if you want to climb as high as you can up until that point, I would highly advise that you do your best to do so, because you will be sent back a handful of ranks, right? So that is something to keep in mind. Do your best. Turn your brain off when it comes to this garbage system that they have currently. It is being reworked from a visual perspective as best as they can do it. And once we get there, hopefully overall the competitive experience is better. And most importantly, I hope there's a matchmaking fix as well. Another final thing to talk about that also happened at BlizzCon is that matches, they're going to allow a wider range of grouping to happen. So if your friend is in silver and you're in diamond or masters, you'll be able to group up with them, but then you will only play against players that are also grouped up like that. Now, I don't know how it's going to be. Like, let's say I'm masters or GM on DPS, my friend is plat or diamond on tank. Like, are they going to get a plat diamond tank as well? and a GM Masters DPS like me, or is it going to be like a GM tank and then like you guys see what I mean, right? Like how are they going to distribute all of this? We don't know that yet. Most likely they will give us a very in-depth blog in the near future, and we'll be able to learn more through that. Now, with that being said, that is going to be it for this video. If you guys want to support the channel for free, I would gladly appreciate it. You can do so by hitting like and subscribe. It means the world to me. If you want to help out from a financial perspective, you can use the super chat feature until we get a Patreon set up and things like that. Now, with that being said, I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.